back, everybody, to Rock Resurgence Radio. My name is Chad, the host.
And I am your co-host, Bergy.
Guess what day it is?
Wednesday?
Hump Day!
Hump Day Headbangers time, baby.
It is Hump Day Headbangers time. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode that we did, and I hope you enjoyed Friday's show, the must-have albums. I think it was a pretty good episode. And if you told somebody about it, that would even be better. So,
yeah, and if you got some comments about it, comment in the video.
Yeah.
Tell us what we're doing right. Tell us what we're doing wrong. But subscribe, like, all that good stuff.
All that good stuff. We would appreciate it.
And coming up this Friday, we have 1984.
Good year.
A year so good, George Orwell wrote a book about it.
Goddamn right. And yeah, I think you're going to enjoy the episode. I really do. We got some really great songs on there. And we didn't ramble too much. And just let us know what you think. Anytime we do a video, we appreciate comments, interaction with us, and kind of tell us what you like, don't like. All criticism, whether good or bad, helps us.
Yeah, no doubt. And so what we're going to do tonight on Hump Day Headbangers is we're going to pick a couple of headbangers each. Yep. I got an old one and I got a new one, and you got an old one, right? And a new one, kind of?
Yep, I do.
You want to kick it off with an oldie but a goodie, or do you want me to start with an oldie but a goodie?
It's up to you.
You go ahead.
Okay. My first song, so let me just read a little bit about my band real quick.
Okay.
So I'm going to do two songs by the same band like I did last week. One a little bit older that came out, and then a new song that they just released that I'm super excited about. So the band is Volbeat. They're a Danish rock band formed in Copenhagen in 2001. They play a fusion of rock and roll and heavy metal and a little rockabilly, kind of got a little Johnny Cash kind of sound to them. I've seen these guys 4 times, I believe, in the past 10 years or 15 years since I fucking heard of them. They started in like 2000, 2001, something like that. No, their first album came out in 2005. The Strength, the Sound, the Songs. And I'm going to say something about their discography. They always have cool ass titles for their albums. Like that one was The Strength, the Sound, the Songs. Second one was Rock the Rebel, Metal the Devil. Third one was Guitar Gangsters and Cadillac Blood. Next one was Beyond Hell, Above Heaven. Next one, Outlaw Gentlemen and Shady Ladies. Next one, Seal the Deal and Let's Boogie. Next one, Rewind, Replay, Rebound. The last one that came out in 2021, Servant of the Mind. And then this new one that's coming out is called God of Angels Trust. So they got kind of cool-ass titles for their song. And I just want to say that if you haven't heard of Volbeat, they're really unique. And he's got a unique voice. And the way they became popular was Metallica took them out on tour.
That'll do it.
And they blew up. I don't know what album it was that, I can't remember. I'd have to look into it. I don't remember what album it was or what tour it was that Metallica took them out on tour.
Is that where you saw them first?
Nope.
Okay.
So I don't know which one it was, but I heard about them because of that. And a song, that's the song I should do, probably.
Are you calling an audible?
I'm calling an audible right now.
All right.
Well,
you can make up your own rules. You can do 2 fucking songs right here if you want.
I know. Okay, the first song I'm going to talk about came off their Guitar Gangsters and Cadillac Blood, because this is the first song that I really heard of them, and it's really catchy. And the song I'm talking about is Still Counting. Counting all the assholes in the room. I'm definitely not alone. Not alone.
Okay. I've heard that song.
Okay, that is the song. I did a horrible job of singing that, but it popped in his mind.
It
so
did.
you know.
It's good enough to remind me of it.
Yeah. So so that's the song I'm picking. But to give you an idea of how versatile these guys are, they did a cover song, which could have been on our covers episode, but they did a cover of a Hank Williams song called "I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry," and then they also did a song of Making Believe. You probably heard of that song. So they're very versatile and they do some fun shit, and he's got a little bit of a Johnny Cash sound to him. So
sure,
that's my first song.
Yep, cool, good one.
Yeah.
All right, and mine is something old. It's just something that just popped into my head, as we were talking about this, and everybody's probably heard. So in the hair metal circle, the album by Tough, "What Comes Around Goes Around."
Mm-hmm.
They had a follow-up album, and actually, I can't remember the story how this goes, but the album that I have is called Religious Fix, and I think there's a version called Fist First with very much the same songs on it. But anyway, the song I picked is the first song on Religious Fix, and I think it's the first song on Fist First too. But Tied to the Bells is the name of the song. Are you familiar with that one?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're a casual Tough fan and you've heard, the All New Generation and
I Hate Kissing You Goodbye.
all the songs on the first album.
Yep.
Check this one out. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but the song I picked for my oldie but a goodie is Tied to the Bells by the band Tough, Tuff. Check it out.
Cool. And, I talked that I'm going to do a new one by Volbeat, and fucking A. It lit my my ass up when I heard this song. The new song coming out by a Monster's Hand. They released this as a single. It's going to be on their new album called God of Angels Trust. And if you haven't heard this song yet, it is so fucking good.
Yeah, you're pretty excited about this one.
Oh my God. This may be, and I really like Volbeat, but this riff in this song, it's heavy. It kind of reminds me of old Metallica, where they change up the song a little bit here and there. And my goodness, this song kicks some royal ass. And I freaking can't wait till this album comes out.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it's not going to be released till June 6th. So I'm super excited, and I hope they release another single soon, because I'm just like, I listened to that song. It takes about 15 minutes to get to work. So I listened to it probably 3 times on the way there, 3 times on the way back, 3 times on the way there, 3 times on the way back. So I think I listened to it 12 times.
Yeah.
In a row without listening to anything else. I was like, holy shit. And I haven't done that since their album that has the other song that I was gonna pick before I changed it to Still Counting was Fallen, after their Above Heaven. No, what the hell is the name of that goddamn album? They got goofy names, so it's hard for me to remember, but it was Above Heaven.
Wasn't Outlaw Gentlemen and Shady Ladies?
No. God damn it. Beyond Hell, Above Heaven. It was on that album. And that song had a bunch of songs that you'd probably know if you've known Volbeat at all. But if you haven't heard Volbeat before, give it a listen. See what you think. I think you would like it. I'm not 100% sure that you would like it if you listen to this stuff, but I really got into it. So that's my other pick.
Cool. I have listened to this song. He sent it to me. I listened to it one time through, and I didn't listen to it 11 more times in a row after that.
Yeah. What curiosity, what did you think?
I wasn't excited as much as you are about it, I guess, is the best way to put it. But
you weren't a big Volbeat fan to start
I'm
off
not.
with.
And then when you talked about the song Still Counting, I'm like, okay, I remember that song. I wouldn't have known if that was fucking Volbeat or Johnny Cash, like you said,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known.
Cool.
But yeah, I didn't hate it, don't get me wrong. I just, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking pumped up.
You are stoked, and that's great.
I got a Volbeat tattoo right here. So my tattoos typically are. So I got a Motley Crue one because that was my introduction, right? I got a Metallica one because that's my favorite band. I got a Breaking Benjamin one and a Volbeat one because I put these on my body because those bands kind of changed the way I think about music.
Yeah.
They made a huge impact on me. So Breaking Benjamin, their first album, and they'll be on one of these episodes, I guarantee it. I just heard it and I went, holy shit, that's something totally different. And it made a big impact. And Volbeat did that to me the first time I heard them. I'm like, holy shit, these guys are totally different. I've never heard anything like this. That's why I got a tattoo.
That's killer.
Yeah. So your last song.
So my last one is something new, and again, like in our previous Hump Day Headbangers, I'm scrolling through Facebook, and this song comes on, or this band, and I don't. It doesn't show a name or anything. It's just a sound, and it's a guy singing, and he sounds a little bit like Vince Neil. It sounds a little bit like Sebastian Bach. So of course I'm gravitating towards it, and I want to see what it's all about. And the song that I heard first was a song called Daylight from a band called Gunshine. Are you familiar with these guys at all?
Yeah, I have them in my library. Yeah.
Okay. And then they have a newer one out that I'm just going to mention that came out towards the end of 2024. The name of the song is called Bayou. They're from Florida. I'm going to just pull up their website here and read a thing or two. So Gunshine, hailing from the panhandle of Florida, Gunshine offers a breath of fresh air to the rock scene, a musical love child conceived during the pandemic. Gunshine was birthed by Daytona Beach native and New Year's Day axeman Austin Ingerman, who, as a result of the world shutting down, suddenly found himself off the road and eager to carry out his vision of forming a fresh, edgy rock and roll band. Vision was to create songs that had attitude, were melodic, catchy. That's my kind of shit right there. Mm-hmm. Most importantly, written very organically. I'll hear vocal melodies, guitar riffs in my head, and let things flow very naturally and artistically. We just write what comes out and never try to sound a certain way or let external factors influence our writing in any way, says Ingerman. After an exhaustive search, Jordan Benson, distant cousin to Elvis Presley, became the band's singer and added a dose of charisma and showmanship that has become a staple of Gunshine's live shows. Gunshine recorded their debut album and follow-up EP in Las Vegas with producer/engineer Chris Collier from Korn fame, Mick Mars, White Snake, Lynch Mob, Prong, who is an integral part of the sonic translation of the band. Together, this group lays down face-melting guitar solos, catchy riffs, soaring vocals, and a lethal rhythm section, which all come together to create a sonic boom, hearkening back to a time when music was raw, blisteringly energetic, and loud. In a world where it is commonplace to play it safe, Gunshine throws the rulebook out and plays it straight from the heart. No tricks, no frills, no BS. This is rock and roll, the kind you've been missing. And it kind of is. I haven't listened. I'll be honest. I haven't listened to the whole entire album. This just caught me the other day. And I've listened to the 2 songs I've mentioned. Yeah. But there's definitely more to it, you know.
Yeah.
I think the whole album's probably going to be pretty good, even though I haven't listened to the whole thing yet.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've only listened to it one time through.
Yeah.
And the way I heard them was my normal way, you know, where I told you I listened to the Chad Thompson station, and then it fucking threw the song on Playing with Fire. And I favorited it, and then I went and got the whole album. And it's kind of funny that I just glanced over and seen your note, and I was like, oh, shit. My wife just asked me about these guys yesterday because she's seen it on Facebook.
Really?
And it popped up, and it was singing. She goes, have you heard these guys? I go, yeah. I said, not too long ago, though. I said, I just heard them probably a few months ago.
And I don't know I don't know Facebook's algorithm or like why this was targeted to me, but they obviously know what I like.
Right. And it's very 80s sounding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're a new band to check out. Could be on a future episode of Hair Apparent, maybe.
I think that album came out, the self-titled came out in 22. Yep. And then, like I said, the single is called Bayou, which is very catchy too. Being from Florida, it reminds me a ton of.
I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah, check it out. But the lyrics are talking about, and it reminds me of high school and going to the party place. There's a lyric in there about, you go to the whatever, and you go 4 miles down the road, and
And on the cover, there's a girl
riding an alligator, so that kicks
in a
fucking
bikini,
ass.
holding a red Solo cup. So
hard to beat that.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, if you can just imagine it in your head, and she is hot in a bikini.
I didn't notice
red
that
Solo
part,
cup and riding an alligator.
Yeah.
So you can't go wrong.
But check that one out. And then, of course, check out our episode coming up on Friday. We talk about 1984.
1984. You can't miss this episode.
Might
there's
be
some really, really good songs on there.
Song or two from this album. Not to give anything away.
Not to give anything away. And notice, I wore the Volbeat shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was like, how did you remember that title? And it's on my fucking shirt.
Yeah. Outlaw Gentlemen and Shady Ladies over here.
Yeah. I was like, no, it's not on that album. And I was thinking in my head going, how the hell did he remember the name after I just said that? I was
reading it off your shirt. Reading it.
So, anyways, I hope you enjoy the new format we're doing, the Hump Day Headbangers. Some bands you may not have heard. Some songs probably you will have heard. But we're just going to try to keep it a little fresh and maybe give you something you hadn't heard and maybe check out something other than hair metal. I'm going to try to do that. Maybe throw a few heavier songs or bands that I like that aren't going to be probably prominent on our normal channel.
Then
so
I think of it as a kind of like my song of the week. Something old song of the week, something new song of the week.
Yeah.
Chad. So to recap, mine were the oldie but a goodie was Tough, Tied to the Bells. My new one was Gunshine, and either the song Daylight or Bayou is the newest single. Check them out.
Yeah, but they have a song that I had in my favorites called Playing with Fire.
Yep.
It's another
That's on
great
that same
song.
first album that has Daylight on it.
And my two were, originally it was going to be Fallen, but I switched to Still Counting, which is,
All the Assholes in the Room.
Counting All the Assholes in the Room song, which is really catchy. And then the new song, By a Monster's Hand, which is on a new album coming up, being released on June 6th. So, Volbeat, gotta love it.
Check them out. Check us out.
Check us out. Like, subscribe, all that bullshit.
Thanks for watching.
Exactly. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really hope you enjoyed our content. If you did, please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. We'd greatly appreciate it. Links to everything we discussed will be included in episode notes. Feel free to check those out as well. Until next time, stay golden, Pony Boy, and rock on.